it's Jeanette from my home studio in the UK for Forest Ceramics. Been a few weeks since I had a kiln opening, and I have a small opening in Bella, my smallest kiln. I usually use her for bisqueware, but I've got some tests I wanted to do. See the results of those tests before I glaze a lot of pieces that are ready to go into Blaze, my bigger kiln. So in this glaze firing, I've only put it to cone 5. I usually go to a hot 6.5. So I've done it to cone 5, which usually gets to a hot 5.5. I've never been as blown away with cone 5, so that might be something I need to see how that goes. But I've used spectrum glazes, quite a few in here, and I have done some of the petal holders that have candles in them, so inspired by Creations by Jas. Love her channel. So I've got about 12 of those in here and some nice little pillar candles, but then at the bottom I've got some really interesting tests. So if you use an air pen, if you use slip decoration, these might be of interest because they're specifically all slip decoration tests. So let's have a look and see. Okay, it's nice and coolish. Okay. Oh, oh, nice, and it's not giving me the vibrancy of my hot cone 6.5. Yes and no. Okay, let me start. Where do I start? Okay, I will start with, what is this one? So this is my little tea light holder, used for tea lights or little pillar candles. So my modified design, I have got a circle on the base, so then I can actually glaze right up to that. It's a nice clean line, and in here I've managed to find some really nice pillar candles that fit perfectly inside, and I think that's the really nice size. I have got an Amazon storefront, so all of the tools that I use, the cutter, the press and the candles, I'll link in there if you want to see which ones I've chosen. I like that. I've done 2 in this colourway, and this is Mako Raspberry Mist, 2 coats all over, and then over that I have done Autumn Purple, step back slightly, 2 coats, the second coat step back lightly. Now what I like is the first time I did this, it had more frothing, but it's not giving me the same vibrancy as I did before. Let me find the one I did before. I didn't do this one before. But it is nice. A little bit too solid pink maybe for me, but with the candles in, let me see what they look with 2 of them in. I think, yeah, with the candles in, they look very nice. So the way I've decided to make them is to make sure that this centre bit is completely encased, so that as the wax melts, it's like a bowl in the bottom. There's nowhere for it to seep into the second layer of petals. And actually, I've got a tutorial of my way of making them, because I've had a few people asking me how did I make them. So I'll share that in the next couple of days, hopefully. This one is, that's very nice, isn't it? That's very nice. This is rose quartz all over, 2 coats, and poppy fields on the tips. Didn't do any poppy fields on the back. Texture's coming through very nice. But what I'm interested in is that the rose quartz, which is normally a glossy glaze, looks slightly matte. So this is cone 5, but it hasn't burnt out a lot of the poppy fields at cone 5.5. Let's have a look at the other one. Yeah, the same on the other one. Tiny bit of frothing here. Don't know if you can see that, very tiny bit, but those colours look very, very nice. They're nice. I prefer it all glossy, my personal taste, but it's not everybody's taste. Very pretty, very pretty. I like those. Now this is the one I went, cone 5 definitely is not very nice on this one. So which one is this? So it's gone all matte. This is rose quartz ×2 with Himalayan salt on the tips. Now Himalayan salt is matte, yeah, I get that. So I wouldn't have been surprised to have had it matte on the tips, but it's matte on the centre and on the back. It's like a satin finish, and that's not normally what I get with rose quartz. So I'll either put a clear over that. I'm not happy with them as they are. I might put a clear over it, or just put it in and fire it to my cone 6.5 is what I normally do. Still a lovely tone though, isn't it? Still a very nice tone. It goes very nice with the candles. I love how this is showing all the texture as well. It's just not what I expected. I expected it to be glossy, and it's not. So I might just, I think I'll put a clear gloss over it and then pop it in my next firing, which is going to be cone 6. So let me go down a shelf. Oh, now they're nicer. They're my cup of tea. English phrase. Okay. Oh, yes, I like those. Yes. So, that's very nice. Now, Jas uses, is it soft white on her white clay body? I don't have soft white. So I wanted to try something similar of what I got. So this is Flux Blossom all over, 3 coats, poppy fields on the tips, and then I added a touch of honey flux on the tips as well. I like that honey flux there, that's a nice colour. Let me get the second one out. Oh yes. Oh, I'll show her what the was. Very nice. Yeah, very gorgeous. My what's that? I don't know where that came from. But a little bit warm. Those are very sweet. You try with the candles. So if you wanted more of a pale tone, I like that. Very nice. Ooh, I like that honey flux. Got the Flux Blossom. It's got a gorgeous. The Flux Blossom's got a gorgeous peachy tone. So this is Flux Blossom all over as well. 2 coats. Ooh, I like this one. That's nice. So this is, let me get the other one. So this is Flux Blossom, 3 coats all over. And then I have done 2 coats of rose quartz all over with poppy fields on the tips. Look at the back. That's lovely. I don't want to put the candles in for too long because they might melt. Oh yes, beautiful and soft and subtle. Gorgeous tones. Nice. Oh yes, they look very beautiful. Got 2 more of the petal shapes, and this one, Sangria ×1, Kimchi on the tips ×1, and Flux Blossom. It's got a really gorgeous richness to that, a warmth. That's lovely. I love the gloss on them. And again, my little candles. I love the warmth of the deeper tones personally. Nearly dropped that on these petals. Very, very yummy. I love the gloss on them. So I'm pleased. I'm fairly pleased with the exception of one. With the exception of one. So then now I've been doing tests for texture. So if you're not interested in texture, this bit's going to be very boring. Oh, I have got some mushrooms down the bottom as well. So I wanted to do some test bars, and I also made Jane, Shoebox Studios. Thank you very much for the inspiration. You've inspired me to make some special stands to put these test bars on. So I first of all, let me get my notes on what colours these are. So these are just for texture. So this is my test bar, and I've just added texture, which I have put in the texture I've either put, starting off, cobalt wash, black underglaze, manganese wash and King's Blue in a stroking coat, and I can honestly say I can't see any difference with those at all. I then went across this way with different glazes to see what did they show with texture. Light coffee at the top, going down to marigold, kimchi and sangria. And I've only done one coat of kimchi and sangria and it's hiding it completely, so that's no good. Marigold 2 coats, beautiful. Coffee 2 coats, beautiful. So coffee, light coffee by Spectrum and marigold by Amico, they're nice. Bottom 2, not even worth doing. So this is for when I've used texture on some mugs. For example, I have this mug that's bisqued and it's got the texture dotted lines in and the daisies. So I've got tests below of daisies, but as regards the zigzag line, I think these most likely will become done in a variation of marigold and weeping plum and maybe tonal. Might do a bit of mixing with them. We'll see what the texture looks like, but that's what I'm searching for that one. That's interesting. The other test is, this is not very good. Well, yes it is. It's eliminated some. So this is texture running across and I've put in them different elements. I've put in whether it's manganese wash, cobalt wash with different degrees of intensity, few underglazes, cinnamon, King's Blue, black, but the bottom, which you can guess is rainforest, none of them look any different in my opinion. Barely any difference at all. So I can use any of those. So this is Amico's Rainforest, which is 2 coats, beautiful on texture. This is Soft Aqua 2 coats, no, losing it completely. And this is Grey Opal by Mako, which, yes, you can see it, but it's not really lighting any fires. So Rainforest is very good for that type of texture. That's interesting to see. Okay, let me get down a shelf. I've got a lot of tests down here and slip trailing tests with the airpen and some mushrooms. Oh! I'd like you to see what I can see, so let's see if I can show you. You see my mushrooms and you can see how I've arranged my test bars. Thanks to Jane at Shoebox Studios, I have made myself some formers out of just some reclaimed clay that was pretty short, so it wasn't doing an awful lot of good whether I hand built or threw on the wheel with it. So I made a selection of these. These are shorter ones. I did some that are longer, but the longer ones hold 3 of my test bars across, which are the ones no, 2 across, which are the ones down here. The idea being is that when I do the test bars, they can stand like this. So I've got the vertical for the runs and I can get quite a lot in a small space. And it looks like they've worked very, very well. So this one's flat on its bottom. And this test has more promise on here. So this is a texture flat surface I've done. So again, I have put various things in them. One is manganese, one is black underglaze, one is manganese wash, and one is diluted cobalt wash. So I think this is the cobalt wash because I can see some more blue in it. This must be the manganese wash, and I think this is black underglaze. I have then gone over them in stripes. On the left hand side I have done Flux Blossom here, which, let me start off like that, Flux Blossom, so that works quite well. Then I have done Sand and Sea. Then in the middle I've done Weeping Plum, which as you'd expect that gives a very nice result. Next to that is Soft Aqua. These are all 2 coats. 2 coats. Don't like the Soft Aqua, and the coffee, light coffee, 2 coats. I like that. So straight away I've got some I definitely wouldn't touch, and others I know whether I want to do 1 coat or 2 coats on these. So these are my more interesting tests now down the bottom. So I have got a video that will be coming out showing how I made these test bars. So I piped on to some bars, the same sort of designs that I use on my pieces. So, for example, this effect, I'm waiting to see which glaze works best that I can use on here, ready to glaze. I have this effect, that again, I'm looking to see how to glaze that. And yeah, I've got a few others, but I'm not going to keep walking over there. So I've got a lot that I'm waiting to do. So I've done a bit of texture, bit of fleur-de-lis to see how this works. I've also got a line of dots to see with the stitching lines, and I have just done 1 coat and 2 coats. So on a bar, you'll have 1 coat on the one side, 2 coats on the other. So this one is, I've done King's Blue as an undercoat in the dots and Kimchi. So that's Kimchi. You can see on this side, I've just done 1 coat, and then the line, the halfway point is here, because that flower is from this side, that flower is that side. So Kimchi, Spectrum's Kimchi with 1 coat here. That's very nice actually. I like the flower, the daisy. The fleur-de-lis works nice. This texture of the flower and the leaves, you lose it a little bit more. So if it's very raised, it works quite nicely. But if it's not got much 3D, not as efficient. Definitely only 1 coat though. So this is Rose Quartz. Again, quite matte, but works good with texture. I don't know if I like the patchiness of the Rose Quartz here. The flower has been lost on 2 coats, but on 1 coat it worked quite well. Definitely 1 coat is better for the texture, but I'm not sure. I don't like that at cone 5 or 5.5, but it's really showing well with the texture. I know all the celadons will definitely work, so I didn't want to go and run through all the celadons. I wanted to try some others that have given me some good results on texture. Ooh! But this is a celadon. And this is Weeping Plum. That's lovely. So it literally is working with 1 coat or 2 coats as you'd expect, and I like that. So I'm going to play by doing some variations in colour, mixing Marigold and Weeping Plum, like 1 to 2, to 50-50, etc, etc. What's this one? Oh! Now this is Amaco's Blue Stone, which I don't like, but I'd use that. Don't like it on 2 coats, which is this side. You can see the line about there. So that flower is the 2 coats. This part here is the 1 coat. But on 1 coat, I like that. I do like that, actually. I've just done some mugs. What do you think? If I did those mugs in the 1 coat. I like that. I like that. Who's this one? Sangria. 1 coat of sangria and 2 coat. Definitely not 2 coats. 1 coat. Yeah. Lavender Mist. Ooh, I don't like this at cone 5. So that's 1 coat, 2 coats. Lose it at 2 coats. 1 coat. I don't like it at this temperature. Soft aqua. Mixed on that one. Mixed on that one. Ooh, that's nice. Albany slip brown. I like that. Very nice. Maybe that would be nice for the mugs. Albany slip brown works good on the texture, works good with the dots. Maybe I don't even need to put anything into the dots. Works good on the leaf. Definitely no good with 2 coats, but on 1 coat, that is very nice. A lot of definition there. I like. What have I got? So I tried one with my dipping glaze floating chrome, and no, it's losing it on the texture. I wanted to give it a go though. Textured turquoise. 1 coat shows the texture, but I don't like the colour. 2 coats, you lose it. Ooh! Another glaze that I don't get on very well with normally is River Rock. But opposite sides here, this is 1 coat on this side. That's very surprising, actually. I like that. I do like that. And the last one, Light Coffee. Ah, yeah. I think that, to me, is 2 coats. This is 2 coats this side. But 1 coat is fine as well. So, I like those. So these were my longer formers, which worked very good. That I could literally put 2 on the one side, 2 on the other, as long as I didn't have any glaze on the back. Yeah. Didn't take up much room in the kiln either. Do you know what could be interesting? I don't know if it would give me the same results. Do I fire these again in my hotter kiln and see what difference I get? I don't think so. I don't think it's going to benefit anything, because I know what these colours go like at a hotter firing. So I don't think I'll try them again. And then I have some little mushrooms. So Jane at Shoebox Studios, thank you for inspiring me. So I had some scrap clay and I was just playing around. So I've made some little mushrooms. So hopefully you can see those. Stroke and coat tops. Do you think I can remember what they all are? That's sweet. So I have just done some grooves in the base, and I just put manganese wash in there before I fired it, so it's got some more texture. Speckled orange appeal. I don't know what that one is. I'll find out what these are and I'll put them in the description down below. Cute. That's nice. Again, all stroke and coats, speckled stroke and coats, but this is, oh, I don't like this. That's Mako's Jungle Gems Kaleidoscope. Nah, just not liking that one. Yucky. 4 more. Got speckles on it as well. They've all got speckles on them. I don't usually use these speckled stroke and coats very much, so actually I like them on the mushrooms. Again, manganese wash on the outside. And the last one, hot tamale. I can't see the speckles on that as much. Try to do some with wonky feet, wonky tops. And one test tile. So this was recommended to me, but maybe it needs to go hotter. So this is a test tile I've done. Was Sand and Sea with Himalayan salt over the top of it, and they said that they've got results with like unicorn colours coming down it, but that's not quite working for me, so I might pop that in the hotter kiln firing. So yeah, that's it. A good test firing for me. I like my petals. I'm looking at them now as they're cooling down. The colours are beautiful. I think I'm just going to make that, put a gloss on that one that I don't like when it's all too matte, but I'm liking the different shades of colours. They're all in pairs, and I like my little mushrooms. But more importantly, I now know what I might glaze my airpen pieces, so I'm waiting to get some glaze on those. So hope you enjoyed, and if you want to know more about airpen work, I had one for my as a birthday present a few months ago, and I've got a playlist of me unboxing it and using it. There's also a 10% discount code in there if you'd like to order one. I've also set up a Facebook group called Pottery and the Airpen, and the playlist on YouTube is called Pottery and the Airpen. And in the Facebook group, anybody who does slip trailing with an airpen, just with a slip trailing bottle, you're more than welcome to join, where we're just sharing ideas, tips, hints, inspiration, specifically to just the airpen work and slip trailing, so we can all help each other as we learn on the journey. So yeah, really enjoy having you here with me, coming along the journey with me. And if you'd like to be notified when you get any more videos, don't forget, hit the, I don't know which side it is, but hit the like, subscribe button and click the bell notifications to all, so that you'll get notified when a new video comes out. So thanks for joining me, and check out for the videos that are coming soon on the tutorials with making my test bars, and also how I make the petals with the candles in. See you soon. Take care. Bye bye.